presents the Eagles Radio Network. Barkley broke it open in Baltimore.
Barkley, he choked it, 25 yards.
Today, the MVP candidate and his soaring Eagles return to South Philly.
Get the work in, rehab, get my body ready, and get ready for Carolina back home.
To face off against the Carolina Panthers. Today's game is sponsored in part by PNC Bank, Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey, PDQ Restaurant Point of Sale Systems, your Delaware Valley Honda dealers, Verizon, and Piazza Auto Group. You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Welcome to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. We're live today. Lincoln Financial Field, the 10-2 Eagles, the 3-9 Panthers, alongside Hugh Douglas, Ike Reese, Elliott Shore-Parks, Ruben Frank. I am Joe Giglio. We got a lot to get to today, as it's interesting. I was thinking about this morning. The last time we were here, up here at the Linc, we were getting ready for the Commanders game. It was a Thursday night, and we weren't sure how good the Eagles were yet. We're like, all right, well, now we'll find out, right? Commanders, and then the Rams, and then, of course, the Ravens. And they haven't lost since 8 in a row. Good morning, Ike Reese. This Eagles team isn't just good. We're looking great right now. Good morning, Ike.
Joe G, holla at your boy. I mean, listen, 8 straight Panthers coming in. Listen, we got to fight against ourselves today. Respect your opponent. Come out today, take care of business. Let's get ready for a big game next week. But take care of business today. You got to come out here and take.
I get it.
This is one of those games where you can't overlook. This is a bring your hard hat to work and your lunch pail and get a W.
Lunch pail kind of game?
Yeah, I mean, like that's
not a style points game.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, I want 14 points in the first quarter.
No, I understand about a dominant performance.
Yep,
I get that. Well, you would need Carolina to cooperate for that to happen.
They just might. That defense. Their defense just might. Here, what are you feeling today?
No, I'm with Ike, man. Like, listen, you have to understand. As a fan, I'm a fan now, but there was certain programming that I got for all those years of playing football that it's just hard to deprogram me. And my thought is, even though they look horrible on paper, even though I did not know 5 of their defensive starters.
You got quizzed last hour.
Yeah.
You failed that one.
I caught me off guard. You still have to respect these guys for what this game could potentially mean to them. The simple fact that, and I know this might sound like a small thing, they might feel the same way, like nobody knows who they are. And they might try to take this moment to make people remember their names. You remember the name James Monroe? I don't know. You probably remember the name.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I remember playing against the Indianapolis Colts, and Edgerrin James was hurt. And they were like, some dude named James Monroe. I saw the back of James Monroe jersey all day Sunday, and they beat us for that simple reason. And that's why I'm
what
real.
What were you doing out there?
That's your fault.
The James Monroe ran roughshod all over us. At the what was it? The vet.
Yeah.
Ran roughshod, and so that's
He's
why.
still running, Hugh.
Yes. Drew, you remember that?
I remember. He had a $185 in that game.
Man, and I will never. Man,
How are you guys doing that?
Hold up, this ain't about me. This is a metaphoric time where I'm using to tell you a story.
You don't want to relive that game?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The bottom line is this: I do not overlook anybody. I respect everyone, and I go into every game thinking that anything could potentially happen. So I say all that to say this: do not take this team lightly. That's all I'm saying.
Ruben, let's go to you here. Your feeling on this team right now. You had the James Monroe knowledge there. This team, this defense feels James Monroe proof to me. They're playing amazing right now.
Yeah, the Panthers actually just signed James Monroe to the practice squad, so he's here. No, this team does not seem like the kind that's going to look past anybody. They're really focused. I had an interesting talk with N'Kobe the other day where he said, we're aware of our opponent and we scout them and we watch film. But for us, it's all about us. It's not even about the team we're playing. If we handle our business, we are going to win the football game, whether it's the Ravens, the Panthers, the Rams, whoever it is. And I like that attitude. It kind of makes them, they're just so focused. They're not looking at the Panthers as a 3-9 team. They're looking at them as the next roadblock on the way to their goal.
Yeah, and I'd also say that, look, obviously you can't look past the Panthers. But this is about the Eagles. They've worked so hard to get out of that collapse, the 2-2 start. Think how ugly it was after the Browns game. They've won, obviously, 8 in a row, but they're just playing way, way better than they have in a long time. Today's about keeping up that standard of play. You don't have to win by 30 points. Just get out and get the win. But don't let yourself start to decline a little bit, because this team's accomplishing something that the 17 team and the 2022 team probably didn't, which is they're playing their best football as the playoffs come here. And so you got to keep that going today.
Well, the other thing they're doing is they're playing a kind of football that this city loves. I mean, they run the ball and they play defense. We've had lots of different great Eagles teams here, right? 22 was a great team. 17, obviously, with a championship. Your teams back in the early 2000s. But I don't know if we've ever had an Eagles team quite like this, where it's driven by defense and running the football. Like, this is the kind of team everyone that listens to WIP loves. This is it.
Yeah, this is what a real football team looks like, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Run the ball and play defense. That's what you do. Listen, I understand it's a passing league, and I understand you got to be able to throw the ball. And listen, we have players at those positions that have pressed upon us, and we have to do it. We have the ability to do it. But as far as what makes us good and what is our true identity as a football team, we finally settled in to that comfort zone of it's okay to run the football, to impose your will on a football team. It's okay to establish a physicality style of play, right, that fits the identity of your players in the city. It's okay to do that. We've gone so many years trying to force the passing game and trying to be a cute football team and reinvent the game of football, when quite frankly, they have finally built a team that the city identifies with and can be proud of. Like this, we love all our Eagles teams, but this is the type of team you want to go win a championship with. Smash mouth football. Pound town, baby. Pound town.
I like how Ike gets here and get the people going.
Yeah, he's right.
By the way, Hugh, in the interest of
Hugh?
in the interest of transparency,
Defense.
that game against
Have you
Monroe,
convinced him that the defense is not a luxury?
no, well, he's fighting this still. I mean,
Why does
What
it
you
all?
saying?
Hugh, admit
I'm
it.
just saying, it's a
Defense
defensive team, and we run
matters.
football.
What this got to do with me?
Well, you told us defense is a luxury.
I mean, in my
No.
statement I made 2 years ago held true for 2 years. Now y'all want to come at me?
no, it's just
Crazy. Like I was right. Now all of a sudden defense playing well. 2 years later,
Defense
now y'all
is
want to
playing
say
great.
y'all trying to say I'm like, you know what I mean?
nuts. Yeah, that's what we're saying. By the way, in that game against James Monroe, Ike had 7 tackles. You only had 4. I'm just making sure everyone knows the stats.
How many tackles did I have?
You had 7.
He a
I'm just saying.
linebacker though. That wasn't my
I'm
job.
saying.
Wasn't your
He
job.
played on
he was
third
getting to
down.
the linebacker,
I played on
though.
third down mostly too.
So he was running the ball.
He was chasing down Monroe. Elliot, all right, let's talk about their identity, which is pretty clear right now. They play defense at a great level, best defense in the league since week 6, and they run the football. Here's the question, I think, in the back of our minds. Can they keep doing it exactly like this, Elliot, or does the pass game have to pick up a little bit as we get towards January?
Yeah, I feel like we do this thing with the Eagles where we try to come up with these situations that maybe they can't win with. If they fall behind 10, can they do that? If Jalen has to throw it 40 times, can they do that? We've seen them win in every situation, home, away, winning, trailing, like all the different ones, throwing the ball, running the ball. So this worry about can they throw the ball to win, when you have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, you absolutely can. And I also think that discredits a little bit what Jalen has done. I know that he's not throwing it a ton, but he has completed some big-time third downs. He's been good in the red zone, getting them into the end zone. So if he has to throw it 40 times, I think he can do it. But I don't think they're going to be in that situation. Like, I don't think anybody can stop this team from running the football. With this offensive line, Saquon and Jalen, I'm not worried about this hypothetical, mythical situation where he has to throw it a ton because it hasn't come yet.
Well, I don't know if it's mythical. I mean,
mythical was a little strong.
It is.
It sounded good, though.
It is. But like when he's had to throw it a ton, they've also won games like that. They beat Buffalo like that. They beat Green Bay
but
like
that was
that.
a different version.
Listen,
of
if we got
different
to throw the
team.
ball 40 times against the Panthers today, something is going on.
No, I agree with
Sure,
that. The
yeah.
Panthers are terrible against the run. But I just think there's
Terrible
this.
is strong.
I think
There's
you
this-
guys
No, they
are-
are terrible.
You guys are scarred by the Andy Reid years.
Well,
I get it.
Well, of course. I mean,
I
What do you
get
mean
it.
of
throwing the ball.
wanting to throw the ball? Is that what you're saying?
You
Rube?
said wanting.
Well, throwing it too much when the running game's working. I mean,
Yeah.
he got over it and he started winning Super Bowls. But I mean, when he was here, I remember a game against the Bengals when they were 32nd in rush defense and number 1 in pass defense, and he went over to Riverfront on a windy day and threw it 50 times. And, yeah, that's the kind of thing that
But
scarred a lot of us.
Nick hasn't really done that, though.
No, he hasn't.
Like, Nick is a much more run-first head coach.
Well, Rube, don't forget nothing.
No, Rube, like the steel trap over there.
Ruben, I think you wrote about it, though, last week. Like, we've never seen an Eagles winning streak where the quarterback threw the ball this little. And it's not a knock on it. It's just the facts, right? Like, they've won these games by running and defense. We just never see anything like this.
And the cool thing is that Jalen's been aggressive, even though he's only thrown 22 times. 9 yards per attempt is highest in the NFL during the 8-game winning streak. So he's getting the ball down the field. He's being aggressive, and he's not turning it over. That's an unusual combination. The other thing about not throwing that much, it's keeping him healthy. And I think, he's never gone into the postseason 100% healthy, and he's close to that right now. And I think that's a big product of just not putting him in harm's way 30, 40, 50 times a game.
It's also taking care of the ball, right? You're just more likely to turn it over when you throw it than when you are running it. And turnovers were really hurting this team early on. So by going to a run-first approach, they are starting to win the turnover battle, what feels like every single week. And I know across the league, when you take care of the ball, you win. But this team specifically is something like 25-1 when they win the turnover battle. Like, they are almost impossible to beat when they don't turn the ball over.
And the one was Nick's first game.
And there you go.
Where
it's
they
also,
were +1.
It's also finally acknowledging and accepting that the best aspect of your football team is running the football.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. Saquon Barkley, you can argue whether he or AJ is the best player on the team. But Saquon Barkley has been the MVP of this team as well as the MVP of the league. And giving him the ball as many times as possible has proven to be successful, and it benefits everybody. It eats the clock up at times, although they didn't win the time of possession last week. But most weeks they usually win the time of possession. It keeps that defense fresh. It keeps them playing from they don't always play from ahead, but it keeps them fresh. And quite frankly, it keeps the turnovers down, as the guys just mentioned. It keeps the turnovers down.
And it's making the best fourth quarter team. Like, all right, we'll do more on Saquon and this running game coming up on their side. This is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Are you tailgating right now? Stop by the WIP Toyota Tailgate Zone next to the Wells Fargo Center for a chance to win Eagles Dallas tickets. Thanks to your local Tri-State Toyota dealers, proud partner of the Eagles. Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL.
This is Jonathan Cans, third-generation owner of Marvin E. Cans Heating and Air Conditioning. Have you recently had an HVAC tech at your home that you think was full of you-know-what, trying to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need? Look, if your furnace or heat pump need to be fixed, we'll send one of our technicians out to do one thing: fix it. And if we do think you need a new furnace or heat pump, we'll send out one of our factory-trained teams to install state-of-the-art trained heating system to keep you warm. Visit us at marvinecans.com. That's marvinekans.com.
Gerhardt's Appliances has what you need to be tailgate ready this season for the birds. Whether it's the in-home appliances needed to prepare your famous Kelly green pepper casserole before pregame, or the barbecue grills you'll need to fire up the last of your sausage links in the parking lot before kickoff, Gerhardt's has you covered with the best game day deals on appliances. Gerhardt's Appliances, helping Philly sports fans get the season cooking since 1945. Visit Gerhardt'sAppliance.com. Watching our birds with the family is tradition. So is saving money on your heating bills. Sign up for the CNC Heating and Air Conditioning Maintenance Plan to minimize the wear and tear of your system and lower your bills this winter. In need of an HVAC replacement, CNC makes budgeting your new system easy with their 0% financing options. CNC Heating and Air Conditioning, your local York certified comfort experts. Schedule your free estimate today at cc-hvac.com.
Howard Eskin here, and you can get ready and holiday ready with Jack Daniels at your local PA Fine Wine and Good Spirit store. Pick up the original Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey, Jack Fire, or Jack Honey 1.75 milliliter bottles, all for $3 off, or a 4-pack of Jack and Coke or Jack and Coke Zero Sugar, now ready to drink in a can. Jack Daniels, born for the tailgate, and please drink responsibly.
Especially 7% ABV. Jack Daniels Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and all the recipients are registered trademarks of Jack Daniels Properties Inc. Coca-Cola is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever. To the rescue this year, the Hess truck's here.
The 60th anniversary Hess Fire Truck with car and motorcycle comes with lights, sounds, and a huge ladder. Only at HessToyTruck.com with free shipping and batteries.
A strong lineup can make a good football team great. The stuff of champions. At Deborah Heart and Lung Center, our lineup is deep. cardiologists to cardiothoracic surgeons, cardiology to heart failure specialists, and everywhere in between. Offense, defense, and special teams. That's why Deborah is one of the premier heart hospitals in the country, right here in South Jersey. Remember, when it's your heart, you don't take chances. DemandDeborah.org.
Looking to spruce up your kitchen with new appliances? D&K Appliances, family owned and operated, offers brands such as Bosch, Cafe, GE, Thermador, KitchenAid, Sub-Zero, Monogram, and even outdoor kitchen appliances. Their staff are local experts guiding you through the consultation process, so you will love your kitchen every day. D&K Appliances offers 100% in-house service, from delivery and installation to service, unlike competitors. Visit D&K Appliances in Newtown Square and Flourtown, or dkappliances.com. D&K Appliances, the dependable difference.
We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. It begins with a game plan, preparing yourself for success on and off the field. Not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. And the best part about winning is winning as one. Build your tomorrow with Lincoln Financial.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and camera control for easy access. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
This is the Verizon Pregame Show on Eagles Radio.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles, powered by Verizon. We're live at the Linc today as we get set for the 10-2 Eagles. 8 straight victories against the 3-9 Carolina Panthers. All right, let's get to our player to watch. Sponsored by the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers, Local 1 of Pennsylvania and Delaware. Now hiring bricklayers, stonemasons, and rubble masons. Visit BAC-1.org to apply today. I don't know when this shift happened. This segment was usually reserved at the beginning of the year for Jalen Hurts, how he's playing, what's going on with the passing game. This is Saquon segment now. He's the player to watch, because right now he is one of the top 2 contenders to win the MVP of the league, and we know he's on pace to break Dickerson's record. But today, 109 yards away from setting the Eagles' single-season franchise record for rushing. He could top Shady today, and against this Panthers defense, I think it happens sometimes in the third quarter today.
No doubt.
In the first quarter.
I didn't even realize that was a possibility this week. Why the hell didn't we know this?
Well, Shady, you know what's funny? Shady knew it.
Yeah, the eyes are on the all-time record. That's why.
Dave Zangaro talked to Shady this week, and Shady very genuinely wants Saquon to break his record. He's a big fan of Saquon.
Well, you know it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Yeah, you got to wrap your mind around that because that's inevitable.
But, Eric Dickerson wasn't as grateful.
Yeah, it's okay though. But to Joe's point about Saquon, I honestly believe he's been the breath of fresh air that the team has needed this year. He was the deodorant to me that helped sort of eliminate whatever odor or stench that was coming off of last season.
It's a lovely metaphor.
Coming into
I was like
season.
deodorant. Who was over there stinky?
Well, I'm just saying.
The whole team
down
the stretch.
The team down the stretch, the questions in the offseason, who gets along with whom, all those things. I think Saquon's personality, along with his motivation and his drive coming in, has helped bring in a different element that I didn't know. I know it was a possibility because listen, I think if you followed Saquon's career, this has been his reputation precedes him. So he's not some guy who just all of a sudden turns into some genuine teammate. This is who he has been throughout his football career. He wanted to stay in New York. He talked highly of the organization, talked highly of his teammates up there, and that's why they loved him up there. So bringing that here, that sort of personality and that magnet sort of personality, I think he's been a huge factor. We know what he's done on the field. The supporting cast he has around him has allowed him to reach his full potential this year. So that's been great to see. But the thing I have valued and come to appreciate is his personality. And Rube, Elliott, you guys are around him regularly, so you guys get to see it more. But there has to be a direct correlate to what's going on in the locker room, how they handled adversity early in the season, and this guy being in the locker room, because he's the true difference in the locker room this year as far as personalities go.
And we all saw the video when Nick went up to him and said, "You want to go for the record?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, let the other guys eat." That's genuine. That's really who he is. And guys gravitate toward. That's what leadership is. It's not just the rah-rah stuff, and it's real.
Well, the other part of this, too, is it would be very easy for AJ and Devontae to be not happy with the lack of targets they're getting. And I'm sure that they wish they got more targets
They're
for
probably
sure.
not happy.
But I think it's easier to accept when Saquon is a down-to-earth guy. If he was in the locker room like, yes, I might win MVP. I'm going to set the all-time record. It's all about him. I think if they weren't as close as they've become in this short time, it would be tougher to stomach the lack of targets they're getting.
Well, winning helps
And
with
they're
that
winning.
as well.
And they're winning, right. But I'm saying
winning is that you look real stupid complaining about not catching the ball.
But it'd be very easy
if when you win in the way that we're winning.
It would be very easy for Saquon to be a diva, though.
And you got a ton of bread to go along with that. You got paid in off season. You better shut your damn mouth and play some football.
No, I agree with that, Hugh. But to Elliot's point, I think Saquon's personality allows that to happen.
It makes it easy.
It does. Not to that point, it does.
Yeah.
Because you genuinely feel good for the guy and the success that he's having. But yeah.
Well, and to what Ike said about how Saquon was the deodorant for this team. You think about early on in the year, how ugly it was. He was one of the, if not the main reason they beat the Packers week 1. They lose that game. You start 0-1. Who knows where it goes?
Yeah.
Week 3 against the Saints, that offense was dead in the water. No points. Weren't moving the ball at all. He breaks one for a huge gain. So this season could have very easily been 1-3, 2-3, and he helped them weather that storm. So obviously he's been great since then. Clearly he might win MVP. But early on, when maybe Nick was struggling, Jalen was struggling, the team was maybe still carrying the baggage of last year. Saquon didn't have that baggage, and he basically saved their season from what could have been really ugly.
All right, let's talk about what is either the elephant in the room now or is going to be in the next few weeks. How are they going to handle this, guys? He is 606 yards away from breaking Eric Dickerson's all-time rushing record. And if we just fast forward, Elliot, there's a real chance at the end of the season they're locked into something, right? Whether it be the 1 seed or more likely the 2 seed after Detroit won on Thursday night. Are they going to let him go for the record? Especially, and I keep coming back to this, the last game of the season is here against the Giants.
Yeah.
How do you not let him take the field and break the all-time rush record? But we know the Eagles are usually very conservative when it comes to rest and, thinking about the big picture. Elliot, how do you think they handle this?
So obviously the amount of yards matters. If it's 190 yards, maybe they view it differently. But I think they will be full system go to get him this record, that final game of the season. I think it's something the offensive linemen really, really want. We have seen the influence they have on this team already with how they talked to Nick Sirianni during the bye week. And I think it's something that the whole locker room, to a point, would enjoy. I think it's a good way to end the season on a high note. You can also add in that maybe you don't want to sit your starters before a playoff game next week. You want to keep the momentum going. So I think as long as it's not an outrageous number, you're going to see them push for the record with Saquon.
I also think they will have something to play for on that. That's my hunch.
Yeah.
That when you look at Week 18, that Giants game is going to mean something.
But also, even if they don't, I think we're dismissing the record a little bit. It is a 40-year record that if Saquon gets in an Eagles jersey, he is then remembered as an Eagle. The all-time rushing record is an Eagle. The Eagles have had a ton of great players in their history. There's not many that you can say were arguably the best at their position in the history of the NFL. Saquon sets this record. He wins MVP. They go on, who knows, they win the Super Bowl. Saquon starts to become in that discussion. So even saying you have nothing to play for, you have history to play for that day. So I think they will go for it.
I've been screaming this all week. Listen, I work with 2 knuckleheads who sometimes they just don't get it, and I love them to death. But I can't understand why some people, and God bless our fans, because I think the majority of our fans I've talked to, they are on board with this.
You guys want the record?
Yes.
Saquon's got to get to. They want the record.
The significance and the impact of having this rushing title and what it would mean to us as a fan base, as an organization, this guy coming here, and those players want it. They want it. They're not going to come out and lobby to do it because it may not come off the right way. But you and I know these guys are competitors. That offensive line wants, and quite frankly, the offensive line deserves it because they are the true driving force of this football team. And Saquon coming here and doing it in that final game against the New York Giants, come on, man. How can we miss out on this? Listen, this record may never be broken again. because I don't know if somebody's going to be a running back is going to be healthy enough and fortunate enough to play 17 games,
especially the way the game is going now.
Exactly, to accumulate these amount of yards. So to have this, come on, man. The rushing title, the all-time rushing record, single season rushing record, yes.
Well, and also,
yes. This is a pound town team, and this is what we need to go do.
Imagine if you pass on the record and then you don't win the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I get it. Could
what
impact
do we get
their
then?
chances.
Exactly.
Worry about that then. You have a chance to make history in that final game. You go, first of all, talk about the momentum it would give this team. Imagine they set the record in that final game. They win. They play well. They were playing terrible going to the playoffs last year, and we saw that absolutely carried over. I am not taking my foot off the gas. They've gotten to a place where they're playing well. History is there. Keep it going.
And let me just say this. You think New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles with the all-time rushing record on the line isn't a big to-do for the game of football, 100%. And the NFL would embrace this. I don't know how this wouldn't be one of their nationally televised games, having the opportunity to show the all-time rushing record being broken with Saquon going up against his former team. We will be in the spotlight for this to happen in our stadium with Saquon Barkley. I'm praying for it.
Well, and
I am praying for it.
And think about this.
He might get it the week before against the Cowboys.
No, you're right.
He
might get it.
He might get it against the Cowboys.
No, you're right.
You're right,
Rube.
They do play a lot of bad rush
Absolutely right.
defenses. Pittsburgh's good next week. But to your point, Ike, the season started literally opening day of the NFL year. They signed Saquon Barkley. This has been the story of the season. It started with the Giants and the whole Hard Knocks thing, and it ends with this here. And it could be a big
What
day.
a story.
Well, it is. It's a great story. And I think it's going to happen. And Saquon today could go a long way to getting those yards because the Panthers are dead last NFL in rush defense. All right. Coming up on
70 per game.
Yeah, they're they don't stop anybody.
Ooh, I need $170 today. I need $170.
Check out the over today.
Check out those alt lines on FanDuel. All right, coming up, we will dive into the state of the race here in the NFC. Eagles were dealt a blow. How big of one, though, with Detroit winning on Thursday night? The path to a 1-seed division title, and they can clinch a playoff spot today. That's all coming up next. This is the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Football is all about protection. Helmet protects your head. The line protects the QB. But what's protecting you? With Penny, Pennsylvania's health insurance marketplace, you can protect yourself with high-quality health coverage at the lowest cost. It's open enrollment. Doors are open for Pennsylvanians to apply and enroll at penny.com. Enroll by December 15th. You're worth protecting at pennie.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Just like our offensive line protects our star quarterback, plumbers protect the health of the nation. And Philadelphia Plumbers Union Local 690 is no different. In hospitals, commercial, industrial, and residential, with the best trained plumbers in the world, you can be sure your project is done on time and on budget, no matter how big or small. So when your business needs to build new or expand existing facilities, you can count on the members of Plumbers Union Local 690. Visit plumbers690.org.
Designers, excavators, engineers, architects, listen up.
What are you doing? We're working here.
If you want to save time, effort, and money on your next underground utility project, start using Pennsylvania One Call System's Coordinate PA application. Coordinate PA is the next generation of utility coordination that allows you to easily transfer and manage your complex projects from start to finish, all the way from the designer to the excavator. Be prepared for your next underground utility project with Coordinate PA.
Makes sense.
Visit PA1call.org to learn more.
Hey, Joe Camera here. The holiday season is in full swing, and the showcases at Family and Company Jewelers are stocked and ready to go. Do yourself a favor and get to their showroom on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey. If you're planning to pop the question this year, guys, get to Family and Company Jewelers. How about you stuff her stocking with a diamond engagement ring? Or if you just want a little extra action under the mistletoe, you can't go wrong with a pair of diamond stud earrings. Check off your whole list with one stop to Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's holiday diamond destination.
Big news, Cherry Hill. The Hester Chevrolet family is expanding with our new location, Hester Chevy of Cherry Hill, formerly Mall Chevrolet. For over 40 years, the Hester Automotive family has been part of the Cherry Hill community. With over 600 vehicles available, Hester Chevy of Cherry Hill now offers one of the largest inventories of Chevy vehicles in the tri-state area. See why 2 Hester Chevy locations are even better than 1. Come visit Hester Chevy at the mall or always online at HesterChevyCH.com.
No way or no way at Hester Chevrolet.
Hey! When it comes to your home, trust is everything. For 45 years, Kitchen Magic has built a reputation for transforming kitchens with precision and care. From custom cabinets to countertops, backsplashes to storage solutions. And we get the job done fast. In just a few days, your dream kitchen becomes a reality without the hassle. So trust the name your neighbors have relied on for decades. Kitchen Magic. Get your free in-home consultation at kitchenmagic.com. And let's cook up something extraordinary.
Eagles fans, Merrill Reese here to talk about my friends at NovaCare Rehabilitation. Are you dealing with ongoing aches and pains? The physical therapist at NovaCare will help keep you active and doing the things you love. They have more than 200 convenient locations throughout the Delaware Valley and South Jersey. Visit NovaCare.com to schedule an appointment today. NovaCare is the official physical therapy provider to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles trust NovaCare, so can you. Experience the power of physical therapy.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling if it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Bird Gang Spirits is made for the true Philly fans. The pre-gamers, tailgaters, dieharders, and lifelongers. Now you can raise a glass to number 25 himself, Eagles legend LaShawn Shady McCoy, with their new very limited edition Bird Gang Shady Bourbon Whiskey. Crafted to honor Shady's induction into the Eagles Hall of Fame, this special release is the spirit of Philly pride in every pour. Pre-order now to reserve a bottle or two of LaShawn Shady McCoy's Bird Gang Kentucky Bourbon at BOTLD.com. Please drink responsibly. You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. Ike Reese, Hugh Douglas, Elliott Shore Park, Joe Giglio with you as we get set for the 10-2 Eagles, winners of 8 straight against the 3-9 Panthers. And what's on the menu today? Sponsored by Hatfield. Put pork on your fork. Visit simplyhatfield.com for game day recipe inspiration. Well, the race in the NFC East playoff scenarios. Let's get to the state of the race in the NFC.
The state of the race.
All right, guys, let's start with the big picture, and then we'll come back to kind of smaller things, which includes they could clinch a playoff spot today. But, Elliot, they were dealt a blow on Thursday. Not a death knell, I would say, because there's still 4 weeks to go, but that hurt on Thursday. Right? Their chances at the 1 seed took a hit with Detroit winning. I thought it was a spot. Maybe Detroit could get picked off with all their injuries, but they won again.
They almost did.
So they're 12-1 now. Eagles 10-2. So the path to a 1 seed, I think it requires, 2 Lions losses last 4 weeks, and then the Eagles winning out?
So they need 2 Lions losses, which
and both in the NFC, right? They both have to be NFC?
I believe so.
No?
Just
2?
I think that's if it's
At
3.
least one, as long as one of them.
But they also need a Minnesota loss.
Right.
And obviously I don't think Minnesota will go undefeated, but all year I thought Minnesota was going to drop off. So the reality is they're probably going to be the 2 seed. You probably are going to go to Detroit for that championship game, but there are benefits to the 2 seed that are not there for the 1 seed. Obviously, you'd prefer the 1 seed. I get it. But there's a shot now for that second game. So if they win their first playoff game, that second game could be the winner of the NFC South, which all those teams are mediocre, or the NFC West, which they don't have any great teams either, versus the Packers, who very well could now be going to Detroit for that divisional game if they win their first playoff game. So you'd prefer the 1 seed. You want the rest. But there are some legitimate benefits having the 2 seed.
There are. I just would rather have the 1. I mean,
I know, but the path could be easier, is what I'm saying.
But that extra game, right? Like that's
but if you're not winning that 7 seed game, then what are we talking about here? Like if you're the 2,
but it's the NFL.
But to Joe's point is you would have to win 3 to get to the Super Bowl versus winning 2.
Also, the Eagles and Lions both had Week 5 byes, and that means the Eagles will have to play like 16 straight weeks to get to the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, Detroit's going to get it bye if it holds the way it is right now.
Would you rather play Washington and Seattle to get to Detroit, or would you rather just play Green Bay?
Just Green Bay at home.
Just Green Bay at home.
Okay. I don't know.
But there's also don't discount the week off to get healthy.
I tell you what.
But then you're also cold coming off the bye.
And also playing Washington 3 weeks later after you just played them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Down there isn't the ideal situation either.
Well, and so if it is Green Bay, Detroit in that divisional round, to your point, Ike, like playing a team 3 times is not easy. And I know the Eagles would have that as well. But if the Eagles can beat Washington, if that is the first opponent, like Detroit at Green Bay at Detroit, that second game, that's a tough game for the Lions. Third time against the Packers, second time against them in Detroit in like a month, and you're coming off a bye week. So there's still a world where the NFC Championship game is in Philadelphia.
It could be. Yeah. Hugh, how important do you think the bye is? I mean, obviously it's less likely now than it was 3 days ago.
I don't think it's as important as you would like to be. I understand everybody's sentiment about it, as far as playing well and all this other good stuff. But I think that this defense is traveling well and playing well right now. And the last couple of weeks, I go back to that third quarter against the Baltimore Ravens last week where they played a lot. Now, I know that's not ideal, but they didn't show signs of slowing down. I think that this defense is playing with a chip on the shoulder, and whatever coach is doing over there at the NovaCare to help keep these guys fresh, I think it's working. I really do. So, to me, what you about to say, Elliot?
No, I was going to say, since 2021, I think only the Chiefs have a better road record than the Eagles do. So, you'd rather have it at home. I get it, but going to Detroit is not a death sentence. It's not. I don't think they're heavy underdogs. Like they are very.
When's the last time the Eagles won a road playoff game?
In Chicago, the double doink game.
Yeah, in Chicago.
Cody Parkey.
Yeah.
Double doink game, 2018.
Yeah. So but they haven't played many away. I know they played one last year.
Well,
that's not true. Actually, yeah, you're right. My bad.
They played Tampa Bay.
Hand up.
So my only point in saying that is, sure. Will we have a puncher's chance if we have to go to Detroit for the NFC Championship game? Sure.
Yeah.
But going into somebody's house in that game to be in the deciding game to go to the Super Bowl and playing well enough to shut that crowd up and dominate that team at home, that's asking an awful lot. And, man, to do it, to have to play 3 games to get there and be healthy and be at your best versus only having to win 1 game to get the title game at home. No, that's what you want. The ideal situation is to be home for the championship game. You play 1 game, and then you're at home. If we were on the road in 2022, we don't make the Super Bowl.
I agree. They would have
lost. We don't make the Super Bowl. They would have lost. They would have lost.
You think they lose in San Francisco?
Yeah. They may not win the first playoff game.
Against the Giants?
Yeah.
There's no way they lose to the Giants in New York that year, in my opinion. Look, it's harder to play on the road. I get it.
Just 100%.
100%.
It just is.
And I'm also the 2 times they've gone to the Super Bowl, and you guys actually, they did have home field advantage. So I do understand the advantages of it. I just think the Eagles are also a team that are set up well. I don't think Minnesota can go to the Super Bowl without home field advantage. I think the Eagles are one of the teams in the NFL.
Minnesota is different, but Detroit went to San Francisco and played them toe-to-toe.
Yeah, yep.
They didn't flinch.
And this is why I think we got to keep our foot on the gas. Detroit probably has a 75% chance of the one, but it's not 99. If the Eagles win they could get it. You brought this up. Detroit's schedule is not easy the rest of the way.
By the way, we act as if we know it's going to be 20 degrees and snow flurries.
No, that's not a guarantee.
In that game. It could easily be 45 to 50 degrees that day.
I look at it like this. And everything that everybody is saying is correct. But we are, if we're being realistic about the situation, we are not in control of our destiny right now.
Sure.
The only thing that we could do, the best thing that we could do for ourselves is win out. That's it. And so that's why when I say for me it's not important, because if I'm playing, my mindset is my destiny is not in my control. I had to do everything I can to make it in my control.
But you don't concede the number one.
No, I'm not conceding it.
I had people on the show with me that
I heard
what's going on with those guys.
Listen, I heard it.
Oh yeah, that's right. My co-host.
Not Foxhole guys. Yeah.
The only thing that I can do in this situation is win out. And if it just happens to work out where I have to be on the road, then damn it, I'm a road warrior.
There you go.
Well,
that's how I look at it.
On the road in Detroit is where this first quarter thing could really come back to bite.
Of course.
Yes.
I thought the Packers lost Thursday night by wasting their first 3 possessions.
That's true.
If they score once on those possessions, they probably win the game.
And Detroit is a very hard place to play. This is not going to Arizona.
You know what? To be honest, I didn't think that until I heard them the other night on that game.
Oh man, that's Motown.
Yeah, that listen, but let's be honest. It ain't been Detroit over the last 20 years. They had a whole lot to talk about,
and that's why they throw off the mouth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So to hear that the other night, I did kind of change my sentiment just a little bit.
How about we went out and try to make this interesting?
That's it. That's what you got to do.
That's the big picture. Small picture. Eagles can clinch a playoff spot today. So if they get the combination of they win, Atlanta loses to Minnesota, very likely. Arizona loses to Seattle. That's toss up. and LA loses to the Bills, the Eagles would be in the playoffs by the end of play today. All right, coming up on the other side, Dave Spadaro will join us. We'll talk injuries. Dallas Goedert out, but Devontae Smith is back in. He's coming back. This is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Hey, Eagles fans. This is Eagles All-Pro wide receiver Mike Quick. Phones weren't made to be broken, but life happens. So when you break your phone, Verizon and Philly's got you. Trade in any phone for one of their top brands in any condition. Guaranteed, and get a great deal on one of their best 5G phones with unlimited ultimate. Switch now and save. Available at any Philly area Verizon store.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. Equinox EV and the all-new Equinox offer award-winning quality and style to see you through the holiday season. See why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
There's a chill in the air. You flip on the heat, and nothing. And why does it always happen right after you've finally gotten cozy? For as little as $13 a month, Oliver will keep your home's heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical systems in check year-round. And guess what? Membership also comes with yearly inspections, exclusive discounts on repairs and replacements, plus priority emergency service.
Call Oliver for all of your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs.
Some things in life are meant for each other, like salt and pepper, bacon and mushrooms, or you and the all-new Wendy's Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger. Now, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, does bacon go with mushrooms? And the answer is, they do now. So if you want crispy, crunchy, cheesy, juicy, shroomy, and garlic spready, then you and the Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger are meant to be. For mushroomy, bacony goodness, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
This Christmas, unwrap the magic at Cozy Jewelers in Newtown Square. Discover diamonds that dazzle with the 5 C's: color, cut, clarity, carat, and the cozy touch. Our diamonds showcase vibrant color, precision cut, unparalleled clarity, and a carat that captures hearts. And of course, there's the cozy difference, where every piece is a masterpiece. Make this holiday unforgettable with a gift from Cozy Jewelers in Newtown Square. Visit us online at cozyjewelers.com. Visit us today and let the 5 C's of cozy light up your Christmas.
Birds fans will tell you, the other team might not notice the early warning signs of trouble, like the quick hits, the pressured throws, the third and longs. Heart failure can sneak up on you too. The early warning signs can be subtle: sudden weight gain, loss of appetite, persistent cough, and more. It's a serious condition that needs expert care from a team like Deborah Heart and Lung Center. So if something's just not right, take a time out and ask a Deborah specialist. DemandDeborah.org.
Who's the man in a white plumbing van?
Roto-Rooter Man.
Who's the dude who clears your drain of food?
Roto-Rooter Man.
Who's the guy to keep your basement dry?
He's the Roto-Rooter Man.
Who's your friend for a pipe on the man?
Roto-Rooter Man.
If plumbing, drain, or water cleanup are the plan, better call your Roto-Rooter man. Roto-Rooter, we put water where it should be.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's a name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
This football season, get in the game at Acme. Buy participating products and receive touchdown tokens to redeem for entries into the Swoop and Win sweepstakes. You could win 2025 Eagles season tickets or autographed Eagles merch and more. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Eagles.
There are lessons to be learned every day, and every day is an opportunity to find our purpose. It begins with a game plan, not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. Because when the lights are on, that's when preparation meets opportunity. Build your tomorrow at LincolnFinancial.com.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates. Copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
This week at Acme, don't miss the football items of the week. Lucky Charms, Cheerios, and other assorted General Mills cereals or Nature Valley bars for $1.99 each when you buy 3 or more. Stop in and discover why football is better at Acme, your tailgating headquarters.
This is the Verizon Pregame Show on Eagles Radio.
Welcome back to the Verizon pregame show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon as we get set for the Eagles. And the Panthers say the inactives are out, including Sidney Brown, Britton Covey, Reed Blankenship. So some new guys going to be in there at safety today. Dave Spadaro joins us right now.
Dave.
Dave, how we doing?
Good. Hey, by the way, the update on the Cooper DeJean situation, all of the first wave of jerseys that came in, there's 4 double X's in there. The rest sold out. Eagles expecting a full shipment of Cooper DeJean jerseys in the week ahead.
Cool.
And they will go so fast.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing more and more
He's
Cooper.
one half of the exciting white.
Exactly. He's
1/5 of it.
He's the great white cornerback hope.
2, right? 2 of them.
Well, we got Will Shipley.
Well, I was just thinking.
Reed Blankenship.
Wait a minute. I was thinking about the exciting whites on the T-shirt.
I
wasn't thinking about all the exciting whites.
Putting them all in there together.
Okay, well, my bag. No slighting whites.
No slight taken.
Okay,
no slight on behalf of whites. No slight taken.
I like them all, but I like the shirt.
Well, the shirt's great, and he's been playing. I'm not surprised, Dave.
Well,
they're flying off shelves.
Quinyon Mitchell came in today with a Quinyanamo Bay shirt. So
He did?
Oh, he's embracing it.
Yeah, that's
he's
right.
ready to go with that one.
So that means it's his nickname now, right?
Yeah, he already said he likes
once
it.
he endorses
Yeah.
it, that's where you got to roll.
Yeah, he said he liked it a few weeks ago.
All right, we have our own Revis Island now. It's him. He's the guy with that. All right, Power Player of the Game sponsored by IBEW Local Union 98 in partnership with Nika Pendel Jersey. They're proud to power progress in Philadelphia. All right, Dave, let's talk about some of these injuries and actives. What do you think the plan is at safety today? No Reed.
I would think Tristan McCullum plays, and he played well in the time that he's played this season. And we heard Mike Kay in Countdown to Kickoff talk about the Panthers and their use of the tight end. So Tristan McCullum, who was in position last week on that 4th down play, has a chance to kind of make a name for himself. And I like in his situation is somebody like Fred Johnson. Fred Johnson has an opportunity to replace Lane Johnson, and Jordan Mailata played well, probably made himself a lot of money in the meantime for next year. And Tristan has the same opportunity to really establish himself as a key member of this defense in reserve.
Well, the other injury of note, and we'll see what McCollum does today, is obviously Dallas Goedert, Dave. We spoke about him a little bit. Countdown to kickoff IR here. The question is now when he'll be back, right? Is it just 4 games? Is it going to linger into the postseason? And they've dealt with this, right? They've had experience, unfortunately. And I think Calcaterra's grown this year, so I don't think it's the biggest loss compared to where it would have been a couple years ago. But still, we're not sure when Goddard's going to be back.
Yeah, it's more than – So to answer the first part, I think the hope is that he's back after 4 weeks and here for the final regular season game and then healthy for the playoffs. That would be huge for the offense. The idea of Calcaterra, previously the Eagles had Calcaterra and Jack Stoll replacing Goddard. And Jack was a really good inline blocker. He's now in Miami. So now E.J. Jenkins gets signed to the active roster. He looks great in a uniform. He had some plays in the preseason.
Great training camp, too.
Yeah, and he'll have to show that he can block, and that's really where you miss Goddard. The component of the inline blocking, the short yardage situations. Calcaterra can run routes, catch balls, run after the catch, all that. He's gotten much, much better as a blocker and, by the way, as the Eagles fullback, so we'll see what happens there. Well, actually, they promoted Blasingame, yeah. They promoted Blasingame, which I'm excited to see. So, I think it's going to be more than Calcaterra. I think that Jenkins really will maybe be a factor here in the weeks to come.
Well, that's interesting. That'll be one to note here. The other thing that we were wondering today is today as simple as it comes, Dave. The Panthers are the worst team in the NFL stopping the run. Saquon Barkley running it better than anyone. Is today just a simple early and often run it and run it and run it?
I mean, not if you see 9 men in the box, 8 men in the box. You've got to throw. If they stack the box, you throw the ball. If there's a light box, you run the ball. But I think the Eagles feel like they can run it against anybody. So I do expect a very run-centric approach. And the key here, again, is to get off to a good start. They've got to get that offense going early in games. It didn't cost the Eagles last week against Baltimore, but it's something that you want to have right when you get to the postseason.
Well, and the flip side of the offense starting slow is the defense has also started a bit slow. Like they gave up 9 points against Baltimore in that first quarter. The Rams moved the ball up and down the field against them in the first quarter. Obviously, remember Tampa Bay where they just got blitzed, the defense did. So the whole team has started a little bit slow. I do think today is a good day for both units to kind of get off to a quick start.
Do we expect Devontae Smith to be back fully, or is today kind of a pitch count?
Yeah, fully.
Okay,
and,
good.
I think now the question I don't have an answer to quite yet is what they're going to do to replace Britton Covey as the punt return man.
Cooper.
It's going to be
Coop.
He might be too valuable. He might be too valuable on defense.
I would think it would be Coop, but
DeJean.
I don't know that for sure. It could be
Smith.
It could be Anaya Smith. It could be Rodgers, Isaiah Rodgers back in a reserve role. They do have some options, but I think Cooper is so good as a punt returner that you're kind of diminishing the position if you just want somebody back there catching and calling for.
So he got to go. He got to go.
You know what? This is the type of stuff where you put a guy like Anaya Williams, whatever his name is.
Smith.
It's a good way to describe it.
I'm just saying that's when a muff punt happens.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Put a guy back there who's been returning punts. He knows what he's doing. Cooper DeJean is a football player, man.
I agree. He is a stud, and
he's an American hero.
And I don't worry about the injury thing. I mean, football, you can get injured in every single situation. I don't believe in hiding your best players.
Exactly.
I believe your best players should be on the field.
But even if he just fair catches it, like Anaya,
he's not fair catching anything.
These people bought his jersey, Elliot. They want to see him return.
But if they're worried about getting him hurt, I'd still put him back there and have him catch it. Yeah,
I hear that. All right, Dave, we appreciate it.
Like,
all right, guys, coming up next.
Who's worried about getting hurt?
Howard
I'm always worried about
We'll ask football guy Howard Eskin about this next. The Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Hey, it's Joe DeCamera. This year, United Tire and Service is putting an extra $100 in savings under your tree so you can give yourself the gift of 4 new tires. Just use promo code TREE and you can feel the joy of bringing your car into United Tire and leaving with 4 new tires and $100 in savings. That's promo code TREE to stuff your stocking with savings. Celebrate the holiday by stopping by your locally owned United Tire and Service or go to UnitedTire.com. That's UnitedTire.com. Don't drive alone. Drive United.
The Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 1 of Pennsylvania and Delaware, founded in 1865, is the longest continuous union in North America. Founded right here in Philadelphia. Bricklayers, stonemasons, rubble masons looking for excellent and competitive wages, top-notch health care, safe working conditions, state-of-the-art training facilities, and premier retirement packages. Please apply with them. Call the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers at 215-856-9505 or visit bac-1.org to apply today.
Howard Eskin here, and you can get ready and holiday ready with Jack Daniels at your local PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits store. Pick up the original Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey, Jack Fire, or Jack Honey 1.75 milliliter bottles, all for $3 off, or a 4-pack of Jack and Coke or Jack and Coke Zero Sugar, now ready to drink in a can. Jack Daniels, born for the tailgate, and please drink responsibly.
Especially 7% ABV. Jack Daniels Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels is another distillery, registered trademarks of Jack Daniels Properties. Coca-Cola is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
There's a chill in the air and the big red bows are on the cars. Make this holiday season a December to remember with a great deal on your new Lexus from Lexus of Cherry Hill. The 2025 Lexus are arriving daily, over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Lexus of Cherry Hill, now a 7-time J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence winner for the customer sales experience. Visit LexusofCherryHill.com. Lexus of Cherry Hill, family owned and operated.
I'm Jalen Hurst here for Window Nation. If you're a fan of saving money, listen up.
Right now, save 50% on all window styles, plus a bonus 10% off and 0 interest for 6 years. Hurry, sale ends December 31st. Call Window Nation today to schedule your fast, free in-home estimate or visit windownation.com.
Don't pay more than you have to for new windows. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
'Tis the season for Tasty Cake. That chill in the air means it's time to snag those limited edition Tasty Cake treats. Enjoy your favorite holiday flavors like frostbite donuts and salted caramel cheesecake pies, or warm up the family with some hot chocolate and mint chocolate candy cakes. Hurry over to your local store right now to stock up on the best flavors of the season, because the holidays aren't complete without your favorite Tasty Cake treats. Grab these treats before the season ends and make today tasty with Tasty Cake. Except no substitutes.
For the area's finest dining experience with fabulous cuisine, extensive wine list, and waterfront views of the Philly skyline, visit the River Winds Restaurant in West Deptford, New Jersey. Enjoy entrees that feature certified Black Angus steaks and the freshest seafood while overlooking the Delaware River. River Winds can host your next special event. They'll plan your holiday party, family gathering, or corporate meeting in one of their newly renovated waterfront rooms, each with a private deck. For an incredible dining experience or special event, the Riverwindsrestaurant.com.
Day and night, PGW puts our energy into keeping you safe at home. PGW's 24/7 safety monitoring, infrastructure upgrades, and industry expertise help to deliver the essential energy you rely on and trust. And every mile of infrastructure we upgrade keeps energy delivery in Philadelphia more clean and more affordable. When you see us in your neighborhood, we're working harder than ever to stay on schedule and continue the work of keeping you safe at home. Remember, natural gas smells on purpose. Smell us? Tell us. PGW.
Miss Jill Scott here, partnering with Pico, the team that powers what matters to my hometown and yours. They're connected to our communities because they live, work, and play here too. You can find Pico volunteering in our neighborhoods, embracing clean energy, partnering with local nonprofits like mine, and working around the clock to make sure the lights are on and the natural gas is flowing. And through it all, they're here to make sure we're all shining together. Learn more at pico.com/shine.
You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. Joining us now, Howard Eskin, Eagles sideline reporter. Howard, how are we feeling today?
We're actually very good. I had a baseball conversation with Aaron Boone about 15 minutes ago.
You got any Juan Soto scoops for us?
Yes, I do, but I can't tell you.
Oh, you got to tell us now.
Come on.
No.
Yeah.
This is why you don't get inside of the
No.
Yeah.
No.
He said that's why you're not inside of the
How did you tease that and not tell us that?
There you go.
At the right time. At the right time.
Oh, so that was what you call a long tease.
We're going to wait the next
I'm
Saturday.
on with Joe tomorrow.
Yeah. Once he signs, then we'll find out what the scoop was.
No, I'm telling you, it's just I got
Should Philly fans be happy?
A lot of insight on a lot of things.
You always do.
It's just, and I've known him. I didn't realize I knew him since he was 6 years old.
Well, he's a big Eagles fan, so I'm
yeah,
sure
he
he's
grew up
excited.
here,
I'm sure
right.
he's excited. Howard,
Big Howard fan.
By the way, I got something for you, Douglas, too.
What I do?
Okay.
Get him.
He, if the Eagles don't give up 17 or more than 17 points defensively this year, you shave your beard, right?
Or Diet
Or
Coke.
diet. I have two choices. I got choices.
Okay. Well, since Game 6, they've given up 13.5, and you didn't make the bet until after that.
Ooh.
So that's
No,
when it
no,
starts.
No, let's
and
not
two
do that.
bogus touchdowns against LA. And the
Garbage
last game
time.
against
No,
Baltimore.
let's not do that.
Oh,
no, let's not
that's
do that.
14 points.
The
to come
average
off.
right now, today, as of today, it's like on the years, they're averaging like 18.1.
No.
I'm sitting pretty good.
You're cooked.
Since
I'm
Game
sitting pretty good.
6, when you made the bet,
First of all,
you made the bet, it was it's 13.5 points.
First of all, you can't come in changing the rule. You already came in. You commandeered the bus. You can't come in and change the bet too. You can't have
He's the
both.
king, man.
Aaron
You can do it,
Boone,
yeah.
called me
Hold
a
up,
legend,
hold up,
and
hold
I'm a
up,
king,
ESP.
so I can do whatever
I'm
I
trying to
want.
see that the beard green. You and down
No,
on
that's
Bourbon Street with the
that's
green
fair.
balloon. Yeah.
See how
Green is green as a cop. That's a free fall cop.
See, he tried to see. You can't come in changing the bet, man.
I just
Sure he
did.
can.
I just did. I'm the king.
Howard, how many rushing yards for Saquon today? I want this record. Eagles record today, and then Eric Dickerson by the end of the year.
I don't care about
come on.
records. I care about
come
champions.
on, Howard.
Why don't you care about the record?
No, but you know what? If he gets it, if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
No.
But they
This
have
is
to win a
history,
championship. They have to win a championship.
It's not
I
either or.
You know what? Well, then stop paying attention to a record. Tell me the last.
What do you think we're going to pay
There's
attention
like
to?
1 in 15.
The guy is 600
a
yards
player
away from
that won
breaking the record. You think we're
Wait.
not going to pay attention to it?
We're definitely gonna pay.
Once in the last maybe 15 years, the MVP of the season has won a Super Bowl. Of that
So
season.
what?
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Well, I know you don't. I
Right.
do. I care about championships.
And you know
How
what?
about both?
Hold on. You know what? Before that one player won it, everybody said, no, you don't win the MVP in the regular season and win the Super Bowl until Patrick Mahomes did it. So Saquon
Twice.
breaking the record. My point is that Saquon can break the record and win the MVP and go win the Super Bowl.
Well,
it can all be done.
I'm not
It's
the
not
MVP.
one or the other.
If the
And
last
Super
game
Bowl
doesn't
MVP.
mean anything, I am not playing him because they're not going to play.
no
Oh,
matter
stop.
how many yards, no matter how many yards.
Doesn't matter because the offensive line's not going to play.
40
Oh,
40
stop
yards
it.
away?
Offensive
40
line
yards
won't-
away.
Okay, if he's
Oh, they
40
gonna-
yards
40
away,
yards away.
How about
Hey.
50?
50, I don't go.
Oh,
come on.
Howard.
So you're just going to give up history like
No,
that? You're
what?
going to give up history?
No,
it
I
hasn't been broken
He's
for
a
40
great,
years. It's been
great
40
fact.
years. So let him make history.
You
Why
are
would you
no
stop
longer
him
a
from
football
making
guy,
history?
Howard.
Yes,
No,
I am.
you're out. No
I won
longer
a
a football guy.
championship. I won a champ. How many people won a Super Bowl?
Yeah, everybody wants
does.
to. Everybody wants to.
Okay.
But everyone wants the record.
All right.
Everybody that wants to Super Bowl wants to have the record.
He'll
Howard,
have
time out. You're out.
117
You're not a
yards today.
football guy. You know,
You're out.
You know who's the football guy? Our guy Don from the crowd. He's going to lead us to end this hour in our Eagles chant. Don, are you ready, buddy?
Dopes. You guys are dopes. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles!
Don gets it. Don wants the
Don
rushing
just
record.
went right into it. No
That's
full
right.
play, nothing.
You know what? He's a football guy, Hugh. That's why.
No full play, nothing. Just went straight forward.
That's enough, Hugh. All right, on the other side, Eagles legend Sheldon Brown. This is the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Saquon Barkley boosted his case for MVP.
Touchdown! Saquon Barkley!
Today, the Eagles return to the confines of Lincoln Financial Field.
Talented players, talented coaches, meshing together as a culture, and it's showing.
As they welcome the Carolina Panthers. Today's game is sponsored in part by PNC Bank, PDQ Restaurant Point of Sale Systems, Verizon, NovaCare Rehabilitation, your Delaware Valley Honda dealers, Deborah Heart and Lung Center, Acme, Piazza Auto Group, and IBEW Local Union 98. You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show, the Philadelphia Eagles, powered by Verizon, as we get set right here at the Linc for the 10-2 Eagles, the 3-9 Carolina Panthers. We'll dive more into the game as this hour goes along. Predictions later on. And joining us right now up here is our legend of the week, our Eagles legend of the week, Eagles cornerback Sheldon Brown. Sheldon, welcome to the Pregame. Give Sheldon Brown a round of applause. How are you, Sheldon?
Doing good. How are you?
Oh, we're great. Happy to have you here, and happy to have you as the Eagles legend of the week. So, how you been? Tell us, how's life these days?
Life is good. Getting old.
I mean, join the crowd, man. We all. Yeah. I see you've been dyeing your beard a little bit, though.
He's
not as gray as you.
He's the young buck of getting old.
Oh, yeah.
He's
He's
now
definitely-
just starting to
he's
come into the
still-
old
yeah,
stage. You
yeah,
ain't there
yeah.
yet. You're not there yet, right? You ain't there yet. You still got a few years.
So, Shep, what have you been up to, man? I mean, you know, you back at home. How's it been going for you? How's retirement been?
So I live about 25, 30 minutes south of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
And then obviously my son's 18 now. My daughter's 16. She'll be 17, her birthday. And it'll be empty nest, and then maybe I'll be able to come to Philly a little more.
Oh, you just gonna hang out with us? Okay, just hang it out. That's cool. Well, we're here. We're definitely here.
So listen, Shell, talk a little bit about your time here as a Philadelphia Eagle. You know, Hugh and I got to see you when you first came into the league. We watched you grow into the great player that you developed into, one of the best corners that the Eagles ever drafted. Listen, we hadn't drafted any corners around here since you and Lito were drafted.
That's a fact.
Back in 02, man. So it's fitting that you're here this week because the cornerbacks that we have are young guys, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean. These guys are reminding us of the guys that we drafted back then with you. Talk a little bit about your time as a Philadelphia Eagle and what sort of stands out to you when you think back on your career.
Well, I was talking to someone earlier, and I was saying that I had Troy Vincent, Bobby Taylor, Al Harris, Brian Dawkins, right? So my career was going to be successful no matter what because I had those guys lead me from day one, right? That's first and foremost. And then, you know, they would say, well, why are we drafting these guys? Because Coach Reed was drafting for the future, right? He knew those guys would eventually move on, and he didn't want to withstand a situation where he had to find corners too late. So I think that regime did a great job of drafting for the future. I'm happy to see that the guys that they've drafted now have the physical tools to play the cornerback position because it's a lot of like mental preparation for it, but you also have to be physically willing to basically put your body at risk for the sake of your team.
Yeah.
So what was that like?
We know you were physical, brother.
Oh, no question about that. But
so does Reggie Bush.
Yes, he does. But talk about that a little bit because you came into a situation, you and Lito, where you guys didn't play a whole lot your first year. because you had to learn behind those guys. So how tough was that for you? And on the flip side of that, how great was it for you to learn from a corner like Troy and all those other guys that you had back there?
Well, it wasn't tough for me at all because I had Lou Holtz as a college coach, right? Day one. And then I had John Goodrich. I had some guys that teach me, like, you have to be an Indian before you become a chief, right?
Okay.
That's just the thing. Today's generation, everybody wants now. They don't think about the future,
yeah.
Right? And the future is what's important. So my first meeting that I went to, I had a notebook, pen, and paper. And then Troy Vincent and those guys knew right away where I can gravitate to this guy. He's going to listen, and I'm going to teach him everything I knew. And I give credit to my career for those guys teaching me the right way.
Well, one thing that's cool about Quignon and Cooper is they came in together, and they get to do it together. You got to do that with Lito. I know you had great veteran leadership. But what was it like coming into this journey with Lito, same rookie class, and then eventually, obviously becoming starters together? How much easier did that make it?
It was great coming in with Lito, but these guys know Lito was totally different from me, right? I was an underdog. I was from the University of South Carolina, armpit of the SEC. Lito was from the University of Florida at the time. Steve Spurrier, he was on top of the world.
Yeah.
So it was two different, I guess, characters, two different mindsets, mentalities. Right, and then if you go back and you really look at it, I played more on special teams than Lito that rookie year, right? There are a couple games that Lito didn't dress because Lito had to grow into the role of, listen, I need to listen to these vets. They're going to show me the right way. And Coach Harbaugh, John Harbaugh, who's now in Baltimore, he believed and trusted in me more than he did Lito. Just from the simple fact of this kid's going to take notes in meetings and things of that nature. And Lito grew up a lot. He became a great pro, and the rest is history.
The thing I love about Sheldon as a young player, Sheldon had a sense of maturity about him that was already
real quiet.
But he also was very observant, and it's something about guys who aren't trying to be the loudest in the room, just trying to draw attention. He's sitting back, analyzing, observing, taking in information, digesting it, and applying it. And that's what allowed Sheldon to play as long as he did. He viewed himself as an underdog, but he was a second-round draft pick, which meant you had talent.
Yeah.
You had talent. But his mentality was of a hard worker, and he had a mentality of an underdog. And so I think that appealed to a lot of the veterans on the team as well. Because some rookies come in here, some rookies come in, they know everything. You can't tell them
nothing.
Sheldon was he wasn't one of those guys. So when you think about a lot of the guys that Sheldon, I think, sort of gravitated to, a lot of them were older guys.
Yeah.
They were older guys because it was something about him that we saw a sense of maturity in him that you almost knew he was going to be a good football player. And that's why you didn't see the ups and downs with Sheldon. It was steady.
Consistent.
It was steady and it was consistent. It was consistent, man. And a very underrated career. Very good player here, man. This fan base knows how good you were as a player. They appreciate what you did for this organization. It's great to have you back. We don't get to see Sheldon as much around here, but it's great to have you back here, brother. This fan base truly do appreciate you and what your career meant to them.
I appreciate it. This fan base is awesome. I can honestly say when I left here and went to Cleveland, there's no place like Philadelphia, especially comparing to Cleveland. I can honestly say that. Even when we won here, we were still not good enough. And that did a lot for me in my career. You guys made me better than I could have made myself, and I appreciate that.
Sheldon, Ike brought it up earlier, and we had a big hit last week. Cooper DeJean put a big hit on Derrick Henry, and it brought back memories of your hit on Reggie Bush. To take us back to that moment, playoff game 06 against the Saints, Reggie Bush out in the flat, and I just watched the replay again as you were walking up here. You hammered him, and that was a clean hit too. It wasn't at all a dirty hit. I mean, you put a good hit on him. Take us back to that play, that moment, Sheldon.
I mean, rest in peace, Jim Johnson. But we played that team earlier that season, and they were killing us on that X minus split. Reggie Bush swinging in the flat. So Coach Johnson worked on that, and he put a scheme in that we would show cover one on that side of the field, and I would bail off and walk to a cover two concept. Drew thought I was in cover one. I didn't go with the receiver, and then he threw the swing route, and it was perfect. It timed up that way in practice every week, and I could say Jim Johnson was probably one of the best defensive coordinators by far that I played for and taught me the game. And he was a grandfather figure for me and all the guys, and you were willing to lay your life on the line for a guy like Jim Johnson.
He was amazing. Your defenses were too. Sheldon, this Eagles defense, I think it's the best one since the three of you played together. It's been a lot. How fun is it for you to watch the Eagles have a defense like this again?
Oh, it's fun and amazing because it's what the Eagles and the fan base is all about. You know, players out there willing to risk life, right? You know, every play is going to be a physical contact play. And, you know, the thing about today's game is I don't understand why fines play so much in the game for a defensive player. Because if a quarterback, like last week, I'm looking at the Houston, Texas game. I hate to jump off subject, but
that's all right. It's a big play, yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, well, what is the defense supposed to do too? You know, he's making a livelihood for his family too. So what do you really want him to do? You want to turn it on and turn it off, and it's not fair. And I think someone really has to step in and make a decision on how the league is going to move forward. Now, John Ryan was one of the most penalized players I ever seen, right? I seen John Ryan crack back on one of our teammates in a training camp. What's the defensive end name?
Dwight Johnson.
Devon Dudley. You just called him Devon Dudley.
Yeah.
So, right, we had an interception. We returned the ball to the sideline, and John Ryan with no pads on, shells, decleats a guy. Now he's the one delivering the fine. So I got to talk to John Ryan.
I got his number. We can call him.
Yeah, we got to do that.
You don't normally get this type of talk from a corner.
No,
man.
this is great.
Yeah.
All right, Sheldon, I need you to do me a favor before you leave, Sheldon. We know you're busy and you got a lot of places to be. I don't know if you know about this, but Hugh Douglas, your former teammate, a great defensive player.
Why we got
I got to ask him. Hugh has been trying to tell me for like 2 years now that defense doesn't matter anymore. It's a luxury, not a necessity.
First of all,
can you get this guy right, please?
Sheldon,
help me out.
First of all, before you jump on me, he's embellishing just a little bit.
No, I'm not.
I said nowadays.
No, he's not.
No, this was the premise of the
we done lost you.
Don't sugarcoat it.
See how they don't let me
We
talk.
lost it.
First of all,
We
this
lost
is the
it.
premise. I said, you remember how it used to be back in the day? Defense wins championships.
Yeah.
That has changed. Now it's your $1 million, $250 million quarterback that goes out there and wins championships for you. So I said nowadays, defenses aren't luxuries. They're not a necessity. They're luxuries now.
I agree. As soon as they took Jacked Up off ESPN, right, we knew a change was coming.
Yes.
And who wants to be a defensive player anymore?
And not only that, who making the most money and who gets the most heat if the team doesn't win? If the quarterback that's making $300 million, if he don't go out there and make a play, you know, and you know what another, let me tell you.
We don't want to be on that side of the argument, Sheldon.
They always talk about, you know, the defense last year won the game for the Kansas City Chiefs. Who they always talk about won the game for?
Patrick Mahomes.
That's all they talk about.
That defense kept him in it, though, for him to
Patrick
do it.
Mahomes made the play.
But nothing has changed. Donovan McNabb won for us, too.
Yes, he did. That's what I'm saying. Well, no, I caught that.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Sheldon, we appreciate hopping on. Congratulations being here. Our Eagles last week. Give Sheldon Brown a hand of applause. We appreciate it. Coming up on the other side, we'll be joined by Melro Reese here. His keys to the game. This is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Hi, this is Joe Metterchick, PNC Bank Regional President. Whether the third down pressure is on or off, our team plays to win. That is why PNC is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Eagles Radio Network and why we are committed to moving your finances across the goal line. It may sometimes seem boring, but your team understands that a solid game plan can overcome any challenge. Because whether it's football or money, a strong, focused team is key to achieving your personal best. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days with a sporty new Civic, Accord, HR-V, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2025 Honda Accord or CR-V, a 4.9% APR on a 2025 Civic, and a 3.9% APR on a 2025 HR-V.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Hey, Eagles fans, this is Merrill Reese. Phones weren't made to be broken, but life happens. So when you break your phone, Verizon in Philly's got you. Trade in any phone from one of their top brands in any condition, guaranteed, and get a great deal on one of their best 5G phones with unlimited ultimate. Switch now and save. Available at a Philly area Verizon store.
know what's below, because even minor excavation projects like installing a mailbox, building a patio, or putting up a fence can do major damage. Contact 811 before you dig, or visit pa1call.org to submit a locate request to have underground utilities marked.
The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever. To the rescue this year. The Hess truck's here.
The 60th anniversary Hess Fire Truck with car and motorcycle comes with lights, sounds, and a huge ladder. Only at HessToyTruck.com with free shipping and batteries.
It's Merrill Reese. Give the gift of results this holiday season at Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. Buy a spa package and get a free massage or facial gift card. Anyone will enjoy the tranquility of their massage services and the rejuvenating glow their facial services provide. Visit any one of their 60 Philadelphia area Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa locations or search for the location nearest you to view their exclusive online offers. Restrictions apply. See Spa for more details.
I'm Mark Lynch, business manager of IBEW Local Union 98. We are proud to connect with the best NICA Pendel Jersey chapter. Together, NICA and Local 98 do the work that powers our great city. Local 98's 5,500 highly trained members approach every job with integrity and excellence. Our clients can count on superior craftsmanship completed utilizing the latest methods, and we're always ensuring safety on the job. If you want the best for your next project, use the top-notch professionals of IBEW Local Union 98.
We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. It begins with a game plan, preparing yourself for success on and off the field. Because when the lights are on, that's when preparation meets opportunity. And the best part about winning is winning as one. Build your tomorrow with Lincoln Financial.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
Bird Gang Spirits is made for the true Philly fans, the pre-gamers, tailgaters, dieharders, and lifelongers. Now you can raise a glass to number 25 himself, Eagles legend LaShawn Shady McCoy, with their new very limited edition Bird Gang Shady Bourbon Whiskey. Crafted to honor Shady's induction into the Eagles Hall of Fame, this special release is the spirit of Philly pride in every pour. Pre-order now to reserve a bottle or two of LaShawn Shady McCoy's Bird Gang Kentucky Bourbon at BOTLD.com. Please drink responsibly. This is the Verizon Pregame Show on Eagles Radio.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. Ike Reese, Hugh Douglas, Elliott Shore Parks. Joe Zilla, we're going to be joined by Merrill Reese here as we get ready for the Eagles and the Panthers. 10-2 Eagles and the 3-9 Carolina Panthers. Merrill Reese from the booth as we get set. Merrill, how are we doing?
I'm great.
Merrill, big one today as the Eagles try to reel off their 9th victory in a row. Merrill, let's get to your keys to the game.
Okay, number one, treat this like a playoff game. From here on in, every opponent is geared up to upset the mighty Eagles and prove that they are better than their record. Come out and dominate from the very beginning.
I like that
Number
one.
two.
Go ahead, Merrill.
I like that. Shut down the Panthers running back, Chuba Hubbard. He has almost 5 times as many carries as anyone else on the roster, and he averages almost 5 yards per pop.
And number three?
Number three, keep sending defensive lineman he plays tackle, Jalen Carter after Panthers quarterback Bryce Young. Carter seems to get held numerous times each game. Eventually, maybe today, the officials will notice and start throwing some flags.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Merrill. Last week, and it was pointed out to Vic Fangio, and there was a ton of replays and highlights of it. I mean, Carter was getting held over and over. That is a big one to watch for hopefully the referees to have their eyes open. Merrill, we appreciate it. Have a great call and hopefully a 9th straight victory
Merrill
today.
Reese.
You, Douglas.
Have a good one, Merrill.
Thank you, Merrill.
See you guys.
All right, Merrill Reese there. And he mentioned the Panthers, some of their posts. We haven't talked much about the Panthers actually today, right? Because we're just focused on the Eagles.
There's not much to talk
well,
about.
All right,
yeah.
so I agree, but they have been better the last month. I mean, they were probably the worst team in the whole sport for a year and a half or 2 years.
Yeah.
It looks more competitive. I mean, they took the Chiefs down to the wire. They were in overtime last week against Tampa Bay. If their running back doesn't fumble, Elliott, they might win that game. It does feel like they're coming in here with a little bit more competitiveness.
So over the last 4 games, they're scoring 10 points more per game, and they're allowing around 10 fewer points.
That feels like a big thing.
So they have played better. Bryce Young has been way better. He has 5 touchdowns to 1 interception. Early on, obviously, we know he was struggling. So, yeah, they're better than they were. But the Eagles should still win this game with like a C-minus performance. The Eagles are way better than this Panthers team. They have way more talent. So you have to give them a little bit of respect for sure, but they're still one of the worst teams in the league.
Stop the nonsense with the C-minus performance stuff.
They'll win with a C-minus.
No championship team is playing C-minus football.
No, you want to see them play better. I agree.
I think he was just saying a C-minus.
I know what he's saying. The point is don't even put that out in the air.
All right, what about a C+?
Why put that out in the air? Why not go out there and put out a dominant performance like you guys claim you love seeing from the likes of Detroit when they put up 50 on somebody?
I would like one of those
We
today.
rant and rave about them when they put up 50 on somebody. Well, if the Eagles come out here and win a 3-point game or a 10-point game, we'll be sitting here complaining that they aren't a legitimate championship team. They couldn't blow the Panthers out. Stop it with the C.
I won't feel that way. I'm just saying.
You're not speaking for the majority.
No, I know.
of people.
I agree. You want to see them play great today. I agree with you. The Panthers are a team that, to your point, you could get a 30-point win today. Like, they are that much better than the Panthers.
So I will say this about the C-minus performance. The Chiefs played a C-minus game, and it took to the last 2 plays of the game for them to finish the Panthers.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, Elliot, I think you're right. I think they'd win with a C-minus performance. I think they'd get out with the W. But, I mean, this game could be tight if the Eagles play that way. I don't expect that. I think the Eagles are going to play well and win this game by double digits. But, I don't know. Like, a month ago, you could have played a D game against the Panthers to beat them. They've changed.
Here's why you can't win with a C-minus performance or why it's difficult. Because ultimately, it would be a D-minus performance that you turn into a C-minus just because they won.
Right. I get that.
Because
the guy who does the grades. I mean,
if
after
they
the
actually
game.
lose the game, you would give them a D-minus or an F for losing to the Carolina Panthers.
I just don't think it's a style points game today. Like, you're coming off a big win. You have Pittsburgh next week. I personally don't need to see them win by 20, 25 points. Like, my opinion of this team is.
Personally don't.
I know.
Need to
Well,
see it.
I'm just.
But I do.
You know what I need? I need first quarter points. Can we check this box? Can we check this box?
I don't feel like.
Me personally, for
I
my
hear
report
you.
card. Yeah.
For the first quarter points.
Oh,
I don't need
Hugh,
them.
I
just need a W. I just need a W, man. I don't care how I get it. I just need a W.
You're okay if we go scoreless in the first quarter?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Stop.
No, I'm okay with that. You know why? And if we put the pedal to the metal in the rest of the 3 quarters, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Go out and take care of business. Get this game over with in 3 quarters.
How about this?
And get your starters out of
How
the
about
game.
this? Would a field goal suffice
out of the game
in the first quarter, Joe?
No, I want touchdown.
No, I'm saying I'm just asking. If I'm trying to find happy medium here. Would a field goal suffice?
No.
We got Smitty back today.
Would you take the ball if you win the toss?
Well, I would. But
I think today's a good day to take it.
Take the ball
every week.
Like, you shouldn't
run it down their throat.
You shouldn't need the first possession of the third quarter.
By the way,
this
Detroit
team.
always takes the ball.
Yeah, it's aggressive approach. That's what Dan Campbell showed on Thursday night. Backed up with
that was a ballsy call on that goal.
I thought they were the right calls, though.
I thought that last one was the right call. His defense was going to let Jordan Love go right down.
Oh no, I mean I get it, but it was still that was a gutsy call.
I don't think Nick. I think Nick kicks the field goal though.
Damn right, Nick kicks.
Yeah, I think he kicks the field goal.
Boy, it has 70,000 chanting.
Take the points.
Take the points. All right, coming up on the other side, ESP's 3 keys to the games. Elliot's 3 keys coming up next. It is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. Equinox EV and the all-new Equinox offer award-winning quality and style to see you through the holiday season. See why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. It begins with a game plan, preparing yourself for success on and off the field. Not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. And the best part about winning is winning as one. Build your tomorrow with Lincoln Financial.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
Kick off game day the right way this season with Hers, a snack that's rooted in Philly. They've been a hometown favorite for nearly 8 decades and counting. So when you say their first team all flavor, you can taste it. Hers runs a deep roster of unbelievable flavors like zesty, sour cream and onion, sweet and smoky honey barbecue,
and slightly spicy jalapeno kettle chips. So next Birds game, you can't help but go for 2. Bags, that is. Hers, rooted in flavor.
Roto-Rooter. Plumbing problem? No match for a little DIY duct tape. Oops, hold on. Nope. There we go. No match for a little... dang it, wait. Duct tape and a wrench. Leaks are no match for duct tape and a wrench. And a bucket and a towel, more duct tape, a hammer, this random tool I found in the basement, another bucket, more tape, a little more tape. Perfect. On second thought, maybe leave plumbing to the pros at Roto-Rooter.
And away go troubles down the drain.
Modern Group is your Generac, authorized industrial distributor in eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey, helping power your team to victory. With generator sets of all sizes and fuel types, let Modern be your Generac provider. Modern Group also services and sells parts for all generator brands. Join a winning team. Modern Group is hiring technicians. Sign-on bonus, great pay, benefits, and employee-owned. Visit moderngroup.com for all your generator needs.
The Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 1 of Pennsylvania and Delaware, founded in 1865, is the longest continuous union in North America. Founded right here in Philadelphia. Bricklayers, stonemasons, rubble masons looking for excellent and competitive wages, top-notch health care, safe working conditions, state-of-the-art training facilities, and premier retirement packages. Please apply within. Call the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers at 215-856-9505 or visit bac-1.org to apply today.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and camera control for easy access. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. Ike Reese, Hugh Douglas, Elliott Shore Park, Joe Giglio with your predictions coming up in a little bit here as we get set for the Eagles going for their 9th straight victory. And the keys to the game, they're brought to you by United Tire. For the best tire price anywhere, don't drive alone. Drive United. The most anticipated segment of the week, the 3 keys with ESP.
3 keys with ESP.
Here we go. Number 1. What is this with this music right here?
That music is aggressive.
I don't got that Hugh voice, you know. All right. Carolina's allowing 7 points per first quarter. It's 31st in the NFL. Go out and score early. Don't give Carolina hope. They're coming in here with some momentum. I know we always say it's important to score early, but it's especially important against bad teams that want to come in here and try to pull off an upset. 7 points per game, 31st in the NFL. This is a good week to get going at the start of games.
Now you're speaking my language. Yes. I mean, I've been trying to convince you of this for days. They need to score in the first quarter. I understand, LA, they could probably beat the Panthers without this today. It's
right.
The Panthers. But today feels like the day, right? Get this first quarter thing out of the way.
Get right day to day. Get right.
They've only scored 17 first quarter points the whole season. It's like the one box, Elliott, they haven't checked yet. And today's got to be the day.
Get some confidence for your offense that you can do it. Obviously, it helps win the game. But I think it'd feel good for this offense to come out, get going, and put this whole storyline behind them. Stop thinking about it. The Panthers defense are the one to do it against.
Hugh, are you ready to concede this?
Come on. I just want to win the game, man. I mean, no matter how it's done, you want something done like this week. They haven't really been scoring in the first quarter all year long, but you want them to do it today against a bad team just to make you feel better.
Yes.
That's just how it is. No, it's as long as they win the game, I just care about the outcome. I don't care how it begins.
But the way to keep this thing close and give Carolina some hope is to allow them to take a 3-0 lead, score first, and then all of a sudden.
No, I didn't say all that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying in general. That's why I think a fast start's important.
I didn't say all that.
All right, Elliot, how about key number 2?
You got to stop Chubba Hubbard. I mean, he's only really.
He called him Chubba.
Isn't it Chubba? No,
it's Chuba.
Chuba. All right, I like Chubba better.
I actually like Chubba better.
Yeah, it rhymes better.
It just sounds weird.
So
when you
anyway,
say
they're
that,
2-2 when he has over 100 yards this season. He's really the only thing that keeps the Panthers offense going. That's a key on defense. Key in on him. Make Bryce Young beat you. I don't think he can. Make sure you stop Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba is pretty good. I mean, he's obviously their best player. I mean, he's
sure
their
it's
best.
Those are the only 2 people doing offense.
Yeah.
And the quarterback.
All right, fair enough. All
Put
right,
it in the Google enunciator thing.
yeah, we'll have to do that.
Making bets. I'm
All
sorry.
right. Number 3.
Oversharing.
Carolina is bottom 5 in rushing yards allowed per game, rushing first downs allowed per game, rushing touchdowns allowed per game, and rushing yards per rush. Go out and run the ball. Don't overthink this. Not only is it a chance for Saquon to get closer to the record, but also just kill clock, get this thing over with early. Running the ball is a major key today against a really bad Carolina defense.
All right, we're gonna get. I like this. Now we're
it
talking.
only took 3 points.
All right, we are gonna get to our predictions coming up in a few minutes on the game. But let's make some Saquon predictions here right now as this game. So we know he enters the day 109 yards away from the Eagles' single-season rushing record. He would top Shady with 109 today. A little over 600 away from Dickerson, so we start chopping away at that. How many yards today, Ike Reese, for Saquon Barkley?
I'm going 24 carries for $173.
Woo! I mean,
what type of odds you get on that one?
I'll pull those up right now. Yeah. Hugh, how many yards today?
You know what? I'm gonna stick with the number that I said the other day. I don't know how many carries, but I said like 210 yards.
210.
Yeah, I said because we were talking about they giving up. You said they're giving up like 150 yards a game.
166, yeah.
So why not 210? I mean, hell, why not?
Well, I can't get first quarter points, but you give me 210 rushing yards.
Yes, right. I mean, I can't have everything you want, Joe.
Just for Saquon or for the team?
For Saquon.
Woo! Elliot, how many yards?
So I was going to say 145, but maybe that's low based off of them. I think yards aside, though, it'll be interesting to see how they use him in the fourth quarter if the game is out of hand. If they're up 10, 14 points, whatever it is.
Yeah, if it gets a little excessive.
Right, because we talked so much about what do you do in Week 18. Another way to do this is you give him 5 extra carries you might not in blowouts, and then he's already playing, you're already up, the other team's not trying. Maybe you avoid that Week 18 scenario. So if they're up big in the fourth quarter, I'll be curious to see if Saquon's still getting the ball.
Got to get as many yards today.
That's what I'm saying.
Yards are going to be hard to come by next week.
And it could be a good indication of how much they want this record. Like if they're still running him in the fourth quarter, that's a sign that as a team, they're like, all right, let's try to get him all the yards we can.
I was going to say 150, and I feel light after you 210.
Yeah. Even 175, like that's.
Well, I figured I'd shoot high.
Yeah,
you might as well.
That way, if you only hit 145, 150, I'd still be happy.
I felt like being the one-upper today. I just felt like being the one-upper.
I mean, he could certainly get 210.
Start out like 170. I was probably 210. Why not?
If he gets 210, this Dickerson record's done. We got this. This is locked.
Why not 210? Why not?
He's going from the number 1 rush defense in Baltimore that he obviously had a good game against to this defense. So if they keep to running the ball, to Hugh's point, there's no reason he can't get close to 200.
I agree. All right, on the other side, our predictions on the game. The Eagles are a big favorite. How much will they win by? Yeah, I'm gonna spoil. I think we're all picking the Eagles to win this game. How much they win by? We'll hit you with that next. This is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Hey, Eagles fans. This is Eagles All-Pro wide receiver Mike Quick. Phones weren't made to be broken, but life happens. So when you break your phone, Verizon and Philly's got you. Trade in any phone for one of their top brands in any condition. Guaranteed, and get a great deal on one of their best 5G phones with unlimited ultimate. Switch now and save. Available at any Philly area Verizon store.
Hey, it's number 59, Seth Joyner. Join me and my Birds teammate Mike Quick, plus Joe Conklin on the Bet Parks team. Bet Parks is the official winning partner of the Philadelphia 76ers and the only app that I use. Whether your team scores or not, there's always another way to win on the Bet Parks online casino and sportsbook app. All your favorite casino games, all right on your phone. New users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours.
See BetParks.com for details. Casino bonus must be wagered against 21 in New Jersey or Michigan. Gambling. Problem number 10 for gambling.
Happy holidays. Welcome to the Nissan year-end sales event. Are you interested in a test drive? Absolutely. Great. Well, there's the new V6 powered Frontier. Oh. The Rogue with an available 12.3-inch touchscreen. All right. Oh, and the all-new Kicks, which has intelligent all-wheel drive. Nice. So what do you think? Finished with all your holiday shopping?
About to be. Toss me the keys. Let's go.
Hurry in for the best deals of the year, only at the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on Rogue. Available feature, intelligent all-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 60 months on new 2024 Rogue and dealer stock. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 1/6/25.
Football is all about protection. Helmet protects your head. The line protects the QB. But what's protecting you? With Penny, Pennsylvania's health insurance marketplace, you can protect yourself with high-quality health coverage at the lowest cost. It's open enrollment. Doors are open for Pennsylvanians to apply and enroll at penny.com. Enroll by December 15th. You're worth protecting at pennie.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Valet parking has landed at Philadelphia International Airport. Whether you're traveling for business or heading out on vacation, PHL's new curbside valet service makes parking a breeze. Reserve your spot in advance or pull up to one of the valet stands at the terminal. Hand your keys to a parking attendant and you're on your way. When you return, we'll track your flight and have your car waiting for you curbside at baggage claim. To learn more and reserve your spot today, visit phl.org/parking. Park smarter. Park PHL.
This football season, get in the game at Acme. Buy participating products and receive touchdown tokens to redeem for entries into the Swoop In and Win sweepstakes. You could win 2025 Eagles season tickets or autographed Eagles merch and more. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Eagles.
We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. It begins with a game plan, preparing yourself for success on and off the field. Not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. And the best part about winning is winning as one. Build your tomorrow with Lincoln Financial.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates. Copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
This week at Acme, don't miss the football items of the week. Lucky Charms, Cheerios, and other assorted General Mills cereals or Nature Valley bars for $1.99 each when you buy 3 or more. Stop in and discover why football is better at Acme, your tailgating headquarters.
This is the Verizon Pregame Show on Eagles Radio.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. Hugh Douglas, Ike Reese, Elliott Shore Park, Joe Giglio with you. As we get set for kickoff coming up at 1:05, the Eagles come into today 13.5-point favorites over the Carolina Panthers. All right, let's talk about how this one plays out. Elliot, start us off. Eagles against the Panthers. How does it play out, and how do the Eagles win this football game?
Yeah, I think the Eagles are playing their best football of the season, which is exactly what you want going into the last month of the year, heading into the playoffs. I think they're way better. No Jadeveon Clowney is a big deal for the Panthers. Their defensive line really isn't that good, especially without Clowney. So I think they move the ball. I think they run the ball. Jalen has time in the pocket. I think they win the game 30-17 with that last touchdown by the Panthers not really meaning anything. I think they'll be in control of this one the whole time.
All right, like it, 30-17, 13-point victory. Hugh Douglas, Eagles, Panthers. Don't tell us you're afraid of Bryce Young. I'm
not afraid of him, Joe, but when we talked about this game, the spread is like, what, 13 points, something like that?
13.5 now.
That seems like a lot. That seems like a lot to me. So I was thinking somewhere in the line, and I don't know how this is going to happen, but this is my prediction, so don't judge me on this.
No, we're gonna.
I'm thinking like 28-21.
What?
No,
like
I said don't
28-21.
No, because I'm saying I don't feel like listen to what since y'all making me explain it. Okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to get the 21 points to cover my beard, and I'm also trying to cover the 13.
You have an agenda.
I have an agenda.
I get it.
So that's why I said 28-21.
They're not scoring 21
I know they're not.
points.
I know they're not. It's to be realistic, it's probably going to be more like 28-14. But I'm trying to get that that extra garbage touchdown in the
Can you believe
end
this guy? Can you
to
believe this guy?
cover my beard
Yeah.
just a little bit. I'm trying to cover my beard.
This is a bunch of hogwash.
Hey, totally. It's
A bunch
completely.
of hogwash. If I haven't heard any. You, Douglas, we're taking your defensive football card back.
Man, they take a sack every week. What you talking about?
Take it back.
All right,
So,
Ike, how does it play out?
This is a get-right game for the offense. The defense continues to show its dominance. Quite frankly, I'd be surprised if the Panthers score a touchdown. I was just going to give them field goals today, but I'll give them one touchdown only because I have Chubba Hubbard in one of my fantasy leagues.
Chubba Hubbard.
Chubba Hubbard.
That's right.
I got the Eagles winning this thing 31-16 today. Saquon MVP. That's
So
what we
that
got.
means-
Saquon MVP.
That means they cover the spread, too. They don't cover the spread.
Yeah, it's a big spread. 13 and a half.
That's a big number here.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go
you know
27-16. They're not scoring more than that. Hugh, that beard is gone. All right, that wraps up the Verizon pregame show. Remember to stay tuned after the game for the PDQ Point of Sale System postgame show with Rob Ellis and Jason Avant. For Hugh Douglas, Elliot Shore Parks, Dave Spadaro, Ike Reese, Ruben Frank, Howard Eskin, Dave Breitmeyer, Dan Wilson, Austin Yim, Mike Angelina, Tucker Bagley, Ricky Valentine, and Steve Scalish. I'm Joe Giglio. Now stay tuned for Maryland Mike